Hello? Yeah, hi, this is him. Oh, hello, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you? Really? TST. You're interested? You want me to start shooting again? Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested. Yeah, I'll be there as soon as I can. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye. Ha, I'm back. From Fordwich, Ontario, Canada, I am Andrew Rogers, the host of TST Total Sports Talk. Man, is it good to be back and giving you guys these videos. I am really excited to be shooting again and to be getting the program back going. I took some time away from the program, TST Total Sports Talk, and uploading my videos for a number of reasons, really. They were getting a little bit overwhelming for me. I had this vision that I wanted TST to become, and I was uploading videos every day, and I was trying to do the graphics every day, trying to edit these videos every day, and it was really overwhelming. And the problem was I couldn't take a step back and try and figure out what it was I wanted to try and get from the program. And I was having a really hard time accepting the fact that this program may not be able to run every day in the way that I wanted it to. So now I've taken some time because my wife went back to work and my son started daycare. And so I took some time away from the program for a little while. And then it was revealed to me that there may be some interest and that some people may be interested in what I'm doing. So I have made the conscious decision to revamp my program and come back big and better. Bigger and better, and I'm really excited for what TST Total Sports Talk has in store. As you can see, I'm wearing the swag, very excited about that. There'll be worlds of things happening with TST Total Sports Talk that I'm really excited about. A lot of big announcements coming. The first of which is happening today and tonight, and whenever you guys view this video, this is the TST Total Sports Talk special announcement. And that announcement, without further ado, I'm very excited about this, is the announcement of the first inaugural TST Total Sports Talk Yahoo Fantasy Football League. Very thrilled about this. TST and myself are going to be running our own Yahoo Fantasy Football League through Yahoo Sports. I'm very excited about it. It's the TST Total Sports Talk League. And this is our inaugural season. I'm really excited about running it. Football starts right around the corner. It starts Thursday, September 7th. Matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs into New England and face off against the Patriots to kick off the NFL season. Very excited about that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what this league is all about. I'm very excited about it. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown in terms of how the scoring settings will work. How you can join. It's very exciting. There's a lot of information, so I'll just jump right to it. First thing, okay, so if you want to join, if you have any interest in Yahoo Fantasy Football or football in general and you haven't played before, this is really exciting. I've played for a number of years. I've won a few titles. I've also finished last in a few of these leagues. It's a very interesting approach to football in general, is being able to participate in a Yahoo Fantasy Football League. So here are some of the ways you can join. Okay, there's a number of ways that I have up here on the screen. You can join now by emailing me at tsttotalsportstalk@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Twitter at AndrewTST2017. I'm over on Instagram as well, tst.total.sports.talk.2017. The link on Facebook there for my Total Sports Talk page, TST Total Sports Talk. It's on there as well as a fantasy football link. And now that is the invitation URL. If you punch that into your computer or PC device, it will come up with an invite to the TST Total Sports Talk League. Now, I'm looking for 11 more teams. I will also be participating. Very excited about that. The wonderful thing about this league is that it's going to be free of charge. This is for bragging rights only. Now, that may change down the line should this continue to grow. If we keep doing this year after year after year, which is the hope, maybe we'll eventually end up doing a generic cash prize. So like a $20 entry fee, winner take all, or winner takes a portion, say like 75%, second place, so on and so forth. Very exciting. Okay, so what I want to do in this video to announce the inaugural edition of the Yahoo Fantasy Football League TST Total Sports Talk, I want to go over the scoring settings, give you an idea of what the rundown is of how the scoring is going to be initiated in this league. It's obviously very different from league to league for people who've played before. So we're going to go through that. I'm also going to break down the positions that you'll be required to fill if you should join this league week after week, who you need to start, how many bench guys you get. There's also an IR position, which is a good thing if you owned any of the guys. If you've already drafted in another league and you had guys go down, as in today, New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs got hit a couple times with their players. Tonight, I'll get into that later on. But yes, I will go through all of that as well as give you an idea of the first week of the NFL season. The matchups there, will run down those as well. We'll go over the how to join and how to run the TST Total Sports Talk Yahoo Fantasy Football League. You can do it through your PC or on the App Store. You can download Yahoo Sports Fantasy Football app is on Google Play on your Android device. So very excited about that. Let's just get right to the scoring settings here. Well, actually, what we're going to start with is the team roster that you'll be required to fill out. Okay, so we're going to have 2 QB start league through TST Total Sports Talk. You're going to be required to start 2 QBs a week. The wide receivers, you got 3 slots for wide receiver, 2 slots for running back, 1 slot for tight end, and you have 2 slots there at the bottom. They are eligible for either a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end. Any of your choosing will be eligible to fit into those slots. I like those slots because they give you a little bit more flexibility and allow you to be more creative as to who you decide to start every week. You have a kicker location that you have to start 1 kicker every week, and a team defense, not just individual players, but a team defense. So Kansas City's defense, for example, or New England's defense, for example, or Denver's defense, for example. They are a position on their own right. Now you'll also have 6 bench players and 1 injured reserve space. Now an injured reserve space is a deemed position if a player should get hurt and they end up on the injured reserve. You can place these players in that position and free up a roster spot so that should they come back in the later course of the season, you are still able to retain that player on your team instead of losing him to another fantasy football manager. Now, some of the scoring settings, okay? So you get 6 points for a passing touchdown from a quarterback or any other subsequent player. Interceptions are worth -2 points. Completions, for every 1 completion, you get 1 point. Passing yards, for every 25 points that a quarterback or any other subsequent player will throw for, they would get 1 point towards their overall total. Rushing touchdowns account for 6 points. Rushing yards count for 10. 10 yards for every 1 point. 1 point for every 10 yards. Receiving touchdowns are 6 points. Receptions, 1 point. Receiving yards, for every 10 yards you would also receive 1 point. Return touchdowns, 6 points there. Return yards, for every 20 yards you get 1 point. 2-point conversions are 2 points. Fumbles lost, -2 points. Offensive fumble return touchdown, 6 points. Now under the kicker category, for any field goal that a kicker would kick between 0 and 19 yards out, it's 3 points. From 20 to 29 yards out, 3 points as well. 30 to 39 yards out, 3 points as well. 40 to 49, you get to 4 points, and anywhere from 50 and over is 5 points. Phenomenal scoring setting, in my opinion. Scoring settings continued now. For a point after made, you get 1 point. Points allowed by the team defense. This is where the team defense comes in. Points allowed, if the team defense gives up no points, they receive 10 points. If they allow anywhere from 1 to 6 points against, it's 7 points. Anywhere from 7 to 13 is 4 points. 14 to 20, 1 point. 21 to 27 points against is 0 points. 28 to 34, you're minus 1 point. 35 and over, it was minus 4 points. If a defense should get a sack, that's 1 point. Interceptions are worth 2 points. Fumble recovery, 2 points. Touchdown, 6 points. A safety, 2 points. Block kick, 2 points. Kickoff and punt return touchdown, 6 points. Extra point return, 2 points. Now, there are also 3 bonus categories for the offensive categories under passing yards. If a QB should go over 300 yards, he gets an additional 3 points right away. If a running back goes for over 100 yards in a game, he gets an additional 3 points. And if a receiver gets over 100 yards, that is accounted for 3 points. Things that you also need to know about this league: it is a 12-team league, head-to-head format. No maximum on trades and player adds for the entirety of the season, meaning you can pick up a player, you can drop a player, and you can make as many trades as you want for the entirety of the season. There is no maximum limit on those two things. The trade deadline will be on November 11th of this year. There are no waivers, meaning that if you should drop a player, he will be available to any of the other managers in the league right away. He will not have to wait 2 days, for example, before a top waiver priority manager can scoop him up. He will be available right away. So consider that when it comes to whether or not you want to drop a player. Playoffs will go weeks 14, 15, and 16 of the NFL season. There will be no max acquisitions per week. Like I said earlier, there will be no maximum on trades or player adds for the entirety of the season, no matter what. Now, also, after the draft on Monday, September the 4th at 8 p.m., every player that is not drafted will be immediately a free agent, meaning that if you should be unsatisfied with your team choice and players, you can drop and add any other subsequent player you want right away. All this is very complicated, obviously. It's just how the scoring system is broken down. For people who have played in the past, they want to know how it's broken down from your scoring statistics. I find that this league will be very QB friendly. I feel like the QBs will get a lot of the points that your roster will make up, but there are also plenty of points to be had from the defensive standpoint of the team defense, as well as your running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Now, of course, again, here's your roster: 2 QB slots, 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, a tight end, 1 and 2 for all 3 of those wide receiver, running back, and tight end positions. You have a kicker, a team defense, 6 bench players, and an injured reserve space. Now, so who do you pick from? Okay, so we've got what I've compiled here is a breakdown of all the important statistical category players that you will be picking from when we do our live draft on Monday, September the 4th. It is at 8 p.m. on Yahoo Fantasy Football. It's a live draft. You have to be there about 30 to 45 minutes ahead of time to find out your spot, and then the draft will get underway at 8 p.m. So we're going to go over the top positional players based on what they're projected to reach and how many points they're projected to get over the course of this upcoming 2017-2018 NFL season. We're going to start at the quarterback position. Number 1 quarterback, Tom Brady from the New England Patriots. He's projected to have the highest output total points-wise for quarterbacks this upcoming NFL season. In at number 2 is Drew Brees from the New Orleans Saints. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers. Number 4, Kirk Cousins from the Washington Redskins, looking to have a big year there. Number 5 is Andrew Luck from the Indianapolis Colts. A little bit of a question mark as to whether or not he will start week 1. He's still recovering from shoulder surgery from last seaon. Number 6 is Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. Ryan and the Falcons, of course, lost in dramatic fashion in the Super Bowl last year to the New England Patriots. Number 7, Matthew Stafford from the Detroit Lions. Number 8 is Jameis Winston from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 9 is Russell Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks. And number 10, rounding up the top 10, is Dak Prescott from the Dallas Cowboys. Dak had an unbelievable year for the Dallas Cowboys last year and looks to continue that. He will need all the help he can get if Ezekiel Elliott misses an extended amount of time. If he serves the full 6 games that he was suspended for, or if he gets a reduced any amount of time that Ezekiel Elliott, the running back for the Dallas Cowboys, is out, is more pressure on Dak Prescott to perform. Moving on now to the top 10 running backs projected for the upcoming season. Number 1 is David Johnson from the Arizona Cardinals. Number 2 is Le'Veon Bell from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 3, Devontae Freeman from the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of Atlanta players you noticed here so far. J.I. from the Miami Dolphins is number 4 on the list. DeMarco Murray from the Tennessee Titans, number 5. Melvin Gordon from the now Los Angeles Chargers, formerly San Diego, is number 6. LaShawn McCoy from the Buffalo Bills. We have a Bills presence here on the top 10 of the positional players statistical offensive categories. LaShawn McCoy comes in at 7. Running back, Ty Montgomery used to be a wide receiver. He's converted to running back last season. He is number 8 for the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Howard of the Chicago Bears is at number 9. He's really the only offensive threat I think the Chicago Bears will have all season. No Alshon Jeffrey, he's plays for the Eagles now. And also no Brandon Marshall, he plays for the New York Giants. And rounding out the top 10 is rookie Christian McCaffrey out of Carolina Panthers. He is the son of former Broncos wide receiver Ed McCaffrey. So it'll be really interesting to see. He's had a strong preseason, and it'll be interesting to see how they split reps there between him and Jonathan Stewart. Top 10 wide receivers now. We move on to the wide receiver standpoint of this. Number 1, Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons. A beast every single season. Between him and Antonio Brown, who comes in at number 2 from the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's really a coin flip. These two players are absolutely unbelievable. Number 3 is Odell Beckham Jr. from the New York Giants. He was injured in the preseason, looks to be okay, should be good to go for week number 1. Number 4 is Dez Bryant from the Dallas Cowboys. Number 5, Jordy Nelson from the Green Bay Packers. Number 6, AJ Green from the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 7 is Doug Baldwin from the Seattle Seahawks. Number 8 is Amari Cooper from the Oakland Raiders. Him and Derek Carr will need to be absolutely monstrous for the Oakland Raiders, who look poised to have a very, very strong season after they had a strong season last year. But Derek Carr's injury led to them having an early exit from the playoffs, and they just could not recover. And Amari Cooper looks to have a huge season for the Oakland Raiders. Number 9 is Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who also look to have a great season over in Tampa. And finally, number 10 is Michael Thomas from the New Orleans Saints. Moving on now to the top tight ends on the fantasy football radar for the projected upcoming season. Tight ends is the number 1 tight end projected, of course, Rob Gronkowski from the New England Patriots. He is a beast every single season. He looks to stay healthy for a full campaign. He's going to need to be as well with the developments that happened today, which I will get to a little bit later on. Number 2 is Jimmy Graham from the Seattle Seahawks. Number 3, Jordan Reed from the Washington Redskins. Number 4 is Greg Olsen from the Carolina Panthers. Number 5, Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 6, Martellus Bennett from the Green Bay Packers. Number 7, Kyle Rudolph from the Minnesota Vikings. Number 8 is Hunter Henry from the LA Chargers. Number 9 is Delaney Walker from the Tennessee Titans. And number 10 is Zach Ertz from the Philadelphia Eagles. On to the kicker now. Starting at number 1, Adam Vinatieri from the Indianapolis Colts is projected to be the top kicker in Yahoo Fantasy Football League this season. Matt Bryant comes in at number 2 from the Atlanta Falcons. Ryan Suckup from the Tennessee Titans is number 3. Chris Boswell, number 4 from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 5 is Mason Crosby from the Green Bay Packers. Blair Walsh switches over from Minnesota to Seattle, of all teams. He will be kicking for the Seahawks this season. He comes in at number 6. Dan Bailey, number 7 for the Dallas Cowboys. Number 8 is Justin Tucker for the Baltimore Ravens. Tucker had an unbelievable season for the Baltimore Ravens last year. It will look to continue that way with the uncertainty of Joe Flacco and his health throughout the season. He could be relied on to make a ton of kicks in Baltimore. Phil Dawson kicks for the Arizona Cardinals this year. He's at number 9. And rounding out the top 10 is Steven Gostkowski for the New England Patriots. And finally, our final category offensively that we want to cover, top 10 wise, for your picks to consider when we do our live draft, is the team defenses. The number 1 defense this upcoming season projected wise is the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2 is Atlanta Falcons. Number 3, Seattle Seahawks. Number 4, Arizona Cardinals. Number 5, Carolina Panthers. Number 6, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 7, Washington Redskins. And number 8, Miami Dolphins. Number 9, Minnesota Vikings. And number 10, finally, the New York Football Giants. Not Danny O'Shea and Danny's Little Giants from the Little Giants, but no, the real New York Giants with their outstanding program there. They've always had a fantastic defense. They look poised to have another one. Now, what does this all mean? So we're going to do a TST Total Sports Talk official Yahoo Fantasy Football League. Very excited. I'm the commissioner. I'm very excited to run this league. I'm very excited to see who is going to come in and participate. Out of the 11 teams that we need to fill for this league to run, I'm very excited about it. I'm going to be offering comprehensive coverage of the entirety from now until the Super Bowl. Very excited about covering this league and very excited to see how it all plays out and to see if it can garner enough interest. I'm going to do weekly reviews, previews of the week to come, really give you guys in-depth coverage on this Yahoo Fantasy Football League for TST Total Sports Talk. Now, week 1 in the NFL is getting started soon. It's coming sooner than we think. I mean, we got next weekend is the Labor Day weekend. It's a long weekend, thank goodness. And the following week, boom, NFL in your face. It's here. It's ready. It's coming. And we got to be prepared for it because it is going to be an unbelievable season. Okay, so Thursday, September 7th, it all gets underway. The Chiefs and the Patriots at 8:30 p.m. over on NBC to kick off the NFL season. This matchup is significant for a number of reasons. Obviously, you got the defending champs opening up their season against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are poised to have a phenomenal year. Now, both teams suffered big injuries. As of this recording, the New England Patriots were in preseason action last night against the Detroit Lions. Julian Edelman caught a pass from Tom Brady, went to turn to move upfield, and collapsed to the ground. His knee buckled, down he went. They're suspecting it could be a torn ACL. If that's the case, no Julian Edelman for the New England Patriots and Tom Brady for the season. This could be a significant blow for them, as Julian Edelman has led the Patriots in receiving receptions for the last few seasons. He's been Tom Brady's favorite target. It'd be really interesting to see what kind of adjustments they can make if he is out for the duration of the season. It would mean that Chris Hogan, it would mean that Danny Amendola, it would mean that Malcolm Mitchell, it would mean that these players would have to be more heavily relied upon, as well as newly acquired Brandon Cooks from the New Orleans Saints. These players would have to be massively relied upon for the New England Patriots to have any sort of success throughout the course of the season. It's a huge loss in a preseason game. Now, that kind of really bugs me, okay? It's a preseason game. You get the guys in, get them a couple reps, and out they come. It's puzzling. It really is, because these players are going to take them to incredible heights. Julian Edelman has proved that over the last few seasons, and he's an integral part of what makes the New England Patriots so good on offense. Now, their opponent, the Kansas City Chiefs, they lost a player of their own today. Spencer Ware went down. He's their lead running back. He went down. Knee injury. They're saying knee sprain. They're not sure, but it could be significant enough to keep him out for multiple weeks. Obviously, we'll continue to monitor these two players because they could be integral when it comes to drafting your TST Total Sports Talk Yahoo Fantasy Football League team. Because you got to consider these. Got to do your research. If you're going to pick certain players, do your research as to whether or not they're going to be available to you throughout the duration of the season. If they're going to be available week 1, that's a good sign. If there's question marks, maybe stray away, if I can give you any sort of recommendation. Okay, so we got the Jets and the Bills, Eagles and the Redskins, Raiders and the Titans, Buccaneers and the Dolphins, Jaguars, Texans, Cardinals, Lions, Falcons, Bears, Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Colts, LA Rams, Seahawks, Packers, Panthers, 49ers, Giants, and Cowboys in the late one on the Sunday, Saints at the Vikings in the start of a doubleheader on Monday, and the LA Chargers are into Denver to face the Denver Broncos at 10:20 to wrap up Week 1 in the NFL on Monday, September the 11th. All in all here, I got to tell you, I am so pumped for this league. I am so excited to run it. I'm so excited to run it for TST. More than that, I'm excited for TST Total Sports Talk to be back and to really take this thing to new heights. There will be plenty of big announcements coming, and I really look forward to sharing them with you over the course of the next couple of weeks here as we get ready to kick off not only the NFL season, but there are a lot of good sports happening here that we'll be continuing to monitor on TST Total Sports Talk for your enjoyment and for mine, really, because I enjoy this a lot. So again, if you want to join TST Total Sports Talk's Yahoo Fantasy Football League this upcoming season and be one of the 11 teams to take me on, you can do so in any of these following ways. You can go to Gmail at tsttotalsportstalk@gmail.com. You can send me an email with your interest, and I will send you the invitation link. You can also reach out to me on Twitter at AndrewTST2017. Also on Instagram, tst.total.sports.talk.2017. Facebook, there's the link for my Facebook page. All the details will be on there, as well as the link to join TST Total Sports Talk's Yahoo Fantasy Football League. And there is the invitation key, URL at the bottom there. If you want to just put that into your browser and hit the OK button, and it should direct you right to the league. And you can sign up that way if you would like to as well. Finally, yes, as I was saying, to enjoy the full, complete experience of the TST Total Sports Talk Yahoo Fantasy Football League, there are two ways to do so. You can either do it on your PC or desktop device. You can visit the website on the screen, or you can download the Yahoo Fantasy Sports app on your mobile device. This is free of charge, folks, so you don't have to pay a thing for it, and it's a fantastic app. It really is. It's really well done. It's really easy to navigate, and it's really easy to set up week after week after week. That's all I have for this big announcement. TST is starting its first inaugural Yahoo Fantasy Football League, and I'm very excited to bring that to you. There'll be plenty of more big announcements to come. Make sure to stay tuned for that. TST is back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to stay. Andrew Rogers, your host for TST Total Sports Talk, reminding you to keep your head up and keep your stick on the ice, and we'll see you next time, folks. Thank you very much for watching.